Good day, everyone, and welcome to Home at the Hollow. And welcome to my Christmas 12 Days of Cookies. Thank you so much for joining me today. The cookie recipe I'm sharing with you today is my checkerboard cookie. Now, there are a couple of different variations you can use to, if you want to make yours slightly different than mine. But I know a checkerboard, anything seems to be kind of a daunting task, but actually is very, very easy. And your most valuable tool is a ruler. So if you are interested in a checkerboard cookie and the brightness that it will bring to a cookie tray, if you happen to take one to a party, something like that, if you want that recipe, then keep watching. So we are going to prepare our dough. I have 2 sticks, 1 cup of butter. Mine is salted. That's what I have. So if you have salted or unsalted, we can adjust from there. But I'm going to just go ahead. And of course, everything is at room temperature. I'm going to get this as best that I can. I have a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar that I'm going to add to this. And these are lovely cookies that when everyone sees them, they will know just how thoughtful that you were to make them. Because these kind of cookies just don't fall out of a spoon. So I'm going to add a teaspoon of my very best vanilla. Just a smidge. And at this point, if you have unsalted butter, you want to add a 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt. But I'm not going to. Mine salted is what I had. I didn't want to head down the road. And the reason I'm using just my vanilla, you probably could add lemon extract if you wanted to, but I'm going to go a different direction. But at this point, if you want to, make them like lemony cookies, then you can, but I'm going to go in a different direction. I've got 2½ cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I probably could have used my big mixer, but I wanted something a little bit more quiet. And I don't mind using a hand mixer. For a very long time, that was all I had. It's going to be stiff. I finished adding my flour, and this dough doesn't look like anything special, does it? It's loose, it's crumbly, but let's just see what we can do with this. I think I'm going to need a little bit of persuasion here. Excuse me, guys. Going to add a little bit of flour. I'm going to absolutely dump this onto my counter. I know it's very messy, but these are really, really so nice. See, you can pick them up and it will happen. I just need to get them just kind of kneaded up a little bit. I'm going to try to move as much of this flour out of the way as I can since we're not sticking. I certainly don't want to add any more flour to this than I absolutely have to. This is going to be so, so pretty. Let's see. I think we're, pretty good here. Let's see if I can kind of make sense of it a little bit, so to speak. Let's see. Normally I would weigh my dough out before proceeding, but I'm going to just be footloose. Kind of crazy today. And let's see where we are. So you want to take half of your dough, and I'm going to just, like I said, that's half my dough. Put this and set this aside. And I have this bowl, and I'm really hoping, I don't want to do it with my hands. I've done it with my hands before, and it's pretty awful, pretty messy. I have 3 tablespoons of cocoa. I'm going to just dump that in 1/2 of the dough that I have, and I'm going to mix this in the very best that I can. I have actually kneaded it in before on the counter, and I don't mind cleaning a counter, but my hands, oh my goodness, it was pretty awful, and I may just have to do that now. I don't want to, but I might just have to. As you can see, I had to resort to my hands. Sometimes your hands are your absolute best tools for something like this. But it's shaping up pretty nicely. And I'll just make sure I have a little bit left in here. I want to kind of put on the counter. I don't really want to add too much more flour, but I also don't want to stick. So here we are. That looks pretty good. And I'm going to just set these aside, get things cleaned up, and proceed to the next process. So one of the things I'm going to do with the dough that has the cocoa in it, and I know I've kind of spoken to you guys about, don't let any of your citrus fruit go by the wayside, so to speak. So what I have here, instead of using an extract, I have some orange zest. I know you guys remember. I'm going to actually put this in the side that has the cocoa in it. You know, you probably could put it in the other side if you wanted to, but you know, over the last 20 or so years, and seeing products, you know, like the chocolate, big balls of chocolate that look like an orange and they taste like chocolate orange. So I'm like, yeah, we can do this. And there you go. It's just that easy to mix your orange zest in your dough. If you don't want to, if you don't like orange, hey, that's okay too. Maybe a little bit of lemon zest in, not both, but in this one, and then leave the chocolate side chocolate. But I've made this for companies before, and this has gone over very, very well. And there you go. And we will proceed very, very soon. So we are moving on to the next phase. As you can see, I have my dough sandwiched in between two pieces of plastic wrap, a ruler, very important, and I'm going to do the same with this one. And you know what, even though I'm using plastic wrap, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be making a mess. So that just seems to be how it is, and that's okay. That's alrighty. And what you want to do with each side is roll them out to a 7-inch square, which is why our ruler is so important. I've got several rolling pins here, and I'm never really sure which one to use. One is old, one was my grandmother's, one is mine, and one is recent. So I think I'll use my grandmother's this morning. Get this rolled out. Let's see, where are we? Not even near. 7 inches square. And it's going to become misshapen, unfortunately, and I'll just have to do the rest with my hands. Let's see, where are we? Okay, we're pretty close, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to hopefully take off the top. If I can. Get my trusty knife and do a little bit of measuring. 7 inches is right about here. Seven inches is, I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I know it's can be kind of tedious, but you know. Get this squared off as best that I can. See where we are. We're almost good on the here, maybe just a little bit more. Pretty good there. Let's see, let's do it from here. We're really good there. I just kind of want to get it very, very evenly as far as the thickness is concerned. That's pretty good. I'm going to just finish getting it squared up and we will be back. So guys, ultimately you want them both virtually just about the same. And there we are. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. And I'm going to go back to my ruler And I'm going to mark each one off and cut each one in strips of, let's see where we are here. Maybe I'll start with this one first. You want to cut strips at 3/4 of an inch. This is 3/4. So this is, you know, basically three-quarters of an inch. There you go. And I'm going to carry on and cut and mark in each one, and we will pick it up from there. So guys, what I've done to make this a little bit easier is, I think you guys can see, I've already gotten my chocolate ones cut and they're strips. What I did was I just brought my ruler along, marked it 3/4 of an inch, marked it, and just take a long enough knife and just cut your strips. Just that easy. And there we are. There we are. Awesome. We will get started putting our checkerboard together in just a moment. So as you can see, I have these both cut in 3/4 of an inch. But what I did to make it a little bit easier is I took my ruler here, took a very, very short little knife, 3/4 of an inch, and marked each one down by 3/4 of an inch. Took a longer knife and just simply scored them just like that. Very easy to do. So our next process is actually putting these together. What you want to mix is 1 room temperature egg with 1 tablespoon of water to brush and basically glue your checkerboard cookies together. And I'm going to just set this as aside as I can. And I'm going to take 1 piece. I'm making logs to slice. And this piece. Let's take this one. Just for fun. This is so much fun, guys. Definitely brush them in between and on top with your egg wash. We want them to stick on the insides and on the top to the other layer. There's going to be 3 layers for each log. This recipe makes 2 logs. I can keep this one from escaping. Get this out of the way. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to gently press these together. And yes, I definitely use my hands a lot, and you know, I haven't met too many cooks that didn't, and then I'm going to do exactly the opposite as I layer along. I'm going to put this here. I'm going to go ahead, I think, and just give it a little bit of a brush in between. That one didn't want to cooperate. Surely there's got to be an easier way. But no, I'm afraid not. And I lost this one here. That's okay. Just a little bit of love. Like I said the other day, a little bit of love and patience goes a long, long way. I'm going to get this one on the side. And they all seem to want to let go of one of the ends. I don't know why, I couldn't tell you. It's just that kind of day. And there's that one. We're gonna give it a good gentle brush. And we will carry on. I'm going to have to get this one that kind of fell apart on me, and that's all right. I can piece it back together. It's just dough. It's just dough. Put this, give this a little bit on the sides. See if I can get this one off of here without too much fanfare. Yay. It's life's little triumphs, right? Yay. I guess you can tell it doesn't take much to make me happy. Yes, it's life's little joys. Oh, I forgot to do that one. Oh, that's okay. I will just give it a good bit of love. And this is our three bits, our three and what I'll do is I'll take my hand again, make sure and push down just a little bit, not too hard, but just, you know, just to give it the idea, okay, this is how things are going to be. And then I'm going to carry on and do one more log, and we will be back in a moment. I just wanted to show you guys I'm working in exact opposite of what this log was. And, you know, that's really one of the most important things when you're doing a dough like this. I did brush all on the inside, and you can see they were just, you know, just kind of but just give them, as you go along, give them a gentle push. And I have still not figured out why my dough is, you know, kind of breaking on me, but that's okay. Because really, in the long run, no one is ever going to know. I don't think. I hope. Oh my goodness, I really, really hope not. And if I knew really how to edit, I could probably speed this process up along for you guys. But, you know, I'm afraid I'm just not that tech. See, I push them together as I'm going along. I'll give this one a good wash. You know, some of them do well and some of them just really don't. And that's okay. So, see, there we go. A little bit more egg in there. Brush, brush, brush. Everyone that sees them and tastes them, they're going to say, oh my goodness, you are so good. You are so good. How, you know, how do you do it? And then share with them this video, or share with them my channel. I would appreciate the shares, guys. I love doing this, and I love to show you how I do this, and I'm enjoying growing this particular channel. I'm loving every moment. And just give them a good bit. A little bit more right there. Do the tops of this. Oh yeah, now they want to now they want to move properly. Okay. I think I'm going to make this one an extra big one, I guess. And she just kept making her checkerboard. Let's see. Let's see. So I made this one, let's see, 4. Oh my, I must be a wild woman today. And there you go. Not really sure how things worked out the way they did, but that's, you know what, that's okay. We're just going to have some bigger cookies. And at this point, what you want to do, you either want to set them in the fridge for 30 minutes or freeze them for 15 before you start cutting. And my half hour in the fridge has gone by. I've got each log on plastic wrap and wax paper, and that's only because after I bake a few off to show you guys and to maybe enjoy a couple myself, I'm going to wrap these, have these in the freezer whenever someone happens upon my door, because you just simply never know. I've got my cookie sheet here. Preheat your oven to 350 degrees. And you want to slice these about maybe 1/4 of an inch thick. And I got my trusty ruler because, you know, because why not, right? So I'm going to say that this is, okay, 1/4 of an inch. I think you guys can see. I'm going to cut one more for you. They firm up pretty darn quick. So you can see those, and let's see what this one looks like. I'm going to go ahead and I'm definitely going to bake these off. Let's see how the bigger one actually looks. Let's see. And there you go. They are so pretty. And I know I have sent just dozens and dozens of these when I cater for like a company, a new company startup, and they bring in teams from out of town to, set up shelves and different things like that. And I've catered for that. But for some reason, this one looks way thicker, but I'm going to go with it. But you want to put these in 350 degrees for 10 minutes, maybe a little bit more. I'm going to go 10 minutes because you guys know I don't like a crispy, crunchy cookie like that. So I'm going to just wrap these up very carefully. And, just like that, guys. I rarely, unless I'm catering a party for someone or something, I rarely bake off all of the dough that I have. I'll do a couple here and there, but I always, if it's a drop cookie, I always form them up, put them on a cookie sheet, let them flash freeze, and put them in a container for the freezer. But I'm going to slide these in and we will be back for a taste test. And we are back with my totally cooled cookies, and they came out. I think you guys can see they came out so well. I'm so pleased. I have not made these in years, and the last time I did make them, everyone knew it was like a corporate thing, but everyone knew that someone had gone to a lot of trouble, and they were greatly appreciated. And you know, the thing of it is, they taste so darn good. They're really very, very good, and they're you know, very special. Next time I make these, I will put the orange zest in the vanilla part of the dough, just because I like to see, you know, just a little flecks of color and things like that. And I think it would, you know, overall it's not going to change the taste of the cookie even as it sits now. But so easy, so easy. Grab your ruler and give these guys a try. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope you join me again for my 12 days of Christmas cookies. Bye, guys.